Hello, everybody. Jimmy Smith here. Welcome to the Wine with Jimmy channel. Thank you for stopping by. This is a wine channel, of course, designed to help all of you get into wine even more with all the fine, exciting detail that wine can have. So, welcome to a series which is designed for those of you studying the Diploma of the Wine and Spirit Education Trust. And this is all on California. It is series 6, the final series. And it's also part 2 of series 6, the final part. So this is the final video of California, looking at the Sierra Foothills and then many, many miles away in the south, the South Coast AVA. So basically our outlying areas where, of course, we have focused hugely on things like the North Coast, Central Coast, and so on. Any questions? Any comments? Perhaps you've been to Sacramento and the Sierra Foothills. Maybe you've been down to Los Angeles, Malibu Coast, Temecula, Cucamonga, whatever. If you have, let us know. Do you like some wines from this area? What do you recommend? Pop it in the comments section below. Okay, let's rock and roll. So, of course, here is the Central Valley. We do have the Sierra Foothills being a part of this. And the South AVAs, the South Coast AVAs, are separate. But we're actually first looking really at the Sierra Foothills to begin with. So the Sierra Foothills is a region and American viticultural area located about 100 miles east of San Francisco. And that's in the western foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. So you will know that. Now, if you have actually watched my historical videos about California's wine industry, you'll know why this area really emerged. And that's because during the mid to late 1800s, gold was found and many gold prospectors came up here to seek their fortune. And this was the Californian gold rush. Many of them came with experience and also vine cuttings from European places, especially with the European immigrants. And we have vineyards being established really to quench the thirst of these prospectors, no doubt. Please do look at my history video if you require more information on that. So here's a map of the Sierra Foothills. It's a very vast area. In total, the land covers around 1 million hectares, and it encompasses multiple counties as well as a few smaller AVAs. Now, I've just left highlighted here 2 of the counties. So we have here El Dorado and Amador County being left highlighted. And that's because the majority of plantings are in these 2. So Amador's counties Californian Shenandoah Valley AVA and also Fiddletown AVA, and in the El Dorado AVA, of course, in El Dorado County. So in this more central part of the Sierra Foothills. Now, I'm going to move that map to the left-hand side here, which is highlighting the whole of the Sierra Foothills, whilst we talk about some of the key characteristics that happens here in terms of viticulture. Daytime temperatures are hot here. We typically have them between 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. That's like 95 to 105 degree Fahrenheit. But cold air descends from the mountains at night, giving a more distinctive diurnal range, which can give you some brightness. Here is the Andes winery you see in the background, some old vines there of Zinfandel in the foreground. So planting at altitude also helps to manage the sugar levels with extending a more gentle ripening season up to about 600 meters in Amador County and actually over 1,000 meters in El Dorado. This also, of course, helps maintain more brighter, fresher acidities. Iron hub wines here in El Dorado. Geology, well, the predominant soil type here is a sandy clay loam from decomposed, so weathered granite that will retain sufficient water to allow for dry farming. Now, actually, those of you with eagle eyes here can see that this isn't a dry farmed vineyard. You'll see there is a sneaky irrigation drip system here, but we can't win them all. This is Bear River Winery. So yes, decent geology here, of course. Now, what do we know this area for? The Sierra Foothills is most well known for old vine Zinfandel, with some of the vines being considerably old, well over 100-year-old. In addition to the quite sexy Zinfandel, we'll find a range of Rhone styles, so Viognier, Roussanne, Marsanne, Grenache, Mourvèdre, Syrah, but also Italian like Barbera, Sangiovese, Pinot Grigio, and Lianico. Spanish Verdelho is important here, and Tempranillo too. So do look out for those. This is the Old Vine Zinfandel Sierra Foothills Painted Fills, as you can see here. That's it for that zone. It is emerging, so do come and find that zone. We're now going to go to the South Coast section. So Sierra Foothills quite far up towards the north. We are now going all the way to the border here in around LA, that sort of zone. So the South Coast AVA extends from south of Los Angeles to the border of Mexico and has a number of sub-AVAs, of course, and we're going to discuss those ones. The history here, if you've watched my history video, you'll know this. Grapes were originally planted by Franciscan monks in the 1760s, and commercial vineyards were planted in the early part of the 19th century. After Prohibition, vineyard land was taken over here by food crops, housing, and of course the urban sprawl of places like Los Angeles. So the AVAs, I'm going to do 3 slides here. So we're going to look at Temecula Valley and Cucamonga. So you'll see that the map here, I have left all the key areas for AVAs. And in orange here is Temecula Valley, and in blue here is Cucamonga Valley. Okay, now many of the vineyards are planted in areas that are exposed to breezes from the Pacific Ocean, Malibu, for example, and valleys such as Temecula and Ramona Valley, for example. But also, some will rely on altitude for temperature relief, as the low altitude of the area means that some cooling influence is necessary for quality grape production. So first up, that yellow bit in the middle, this is Temecula Valley. It's nested in the sprawling South Coast AVA, and it's South California's largest wine-producing region by volume. It was formally recognized as an AVA in 1984, and it was called Temecula, but it was actually renamed Temecula Valley AVA in 2004. And actually, it's the only AVA that has had a name change. So there's an interesting fact for you. Cucamonga Valley, which is the blue part, was established in 1995. It lies within San Bernardino County, and it's about sort of 40 miles to the east of Los Angeles. Fontana is the largest town, and that's one that's completely within the boundaries of it. And it's sandwiched between Ontario to the west and San Bernardino to the east. We'll see the San Gabriel mountain range to the north here, and the nearby Jurupa Mountains and Santa Ana River from the AVA's southern boundaries. Leoness Cellars here with Temecula Valley. Then we're highlighting these southern sections, as you'll see here. So this is what we call San Diego County area. So San Diego County. And the first vines, really, of California were planted here at the Mission of San Diego de Alcala. However, the vineyard land here has never really grown that much. Sort of maximum was about 800 hectares. Today, about 200. And San Pascual Valley and the Ramona Valley AVAs are found down here, as you can see highlighted. We then have really the remaining ones. So we have what's called the LA County, Los Angeles County, which today really is small to mid-sized wineries, which are in urban, suburban, coastal, or high elevation desert settings. The sprawling Southern Californian wine region is home to really sort of changing terroirs connected by largely boutique production model at high elevations. Here you'll see Malibu Rocky Oaks Estate vineyards. Just 200 hectares across these areas. We have 3 coastal AVAs, which are in the Malibu coast part, that blue bit you see there. Saddle Rock Malibu, Malibu Coast, and Malibu Newton Canyon. And then there's 3 high elevation desert AVAs. And these are on the northern edge of the Sierra Pelona Mountains and the southern limit of the Mojave Desert. So the Sierra Pelona Valley, the Leona Valley, and the Antelope Valley of the Californian High Desert, which actually says up here in green that you can see. So almost there. The last slide is just to talk about some viticultural issues here. Grape growing here has suffered. Pierce's disease spread through this area in the 1990s, spread by a sharpshooter that you see here. But this has allowed producers to reconsider their choice of varieties, rootstocks, and clones when they had to replant, with quality rather than quantity as the focus of the day. Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, Zinfandel, and Chenin Blanc are some of the most common varieties found down in this area. Okay, let's have a look at the Sierra Foothills and the South Coast area. So first of all, let's take a look at the Sierra Foothills AVA. Now, of course, an area very famous because of the expansion here due to the gold rush in the mid to late 1800s. This is generally quite a hot area, but it's cooled by mountain air that comes from the Sierra Nevada. Altitudes here give beneficial cooling conditions as well, 600 to 1,000 meters, well known for old vine zin. All the way towards Los Angeles, we've got the South Coast AVA, which is the all-important initial staging point when the expansion came through here with the monks and all of the monasteries. Now, that's the South Coast, and nestled within it, we have a number of others. We have the Temecula AVA, which has been renamed in the past. This is the largest area in the South Coast. And then finally, we have the Cucamonga AVA, which actually lies only about 40 miles east of Los Angeles. Both of these areas quite well known for old vine Zinfandel fruit. Well done. We have completed the Californian section for the diploma. Congratulations. Please do join me for another series. There's many, many more to go through from the whole of the world. If you do have any further questions or comments, so please do comment on this video below and make sure you click like and subscribe. So wonderful to see you. Thank you for stopping by. And of course, if you do find yourself in the United Kingdom, come and say hello for a glass or bottle, most likely. I've been Jimmy. Ciao.